Yagirajaya Vivekainanda Soiraye Satchit Sukha Swarupaya Swamine Tapahaine Swamine Tapahaine Guruira Brahma Guruira Vishnu Guruira Devo Maheshwara Guruira Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
We'll all sing the invocation together, page 22.
Om Namo Bhagavate Ramakrishna Om Namo Bhagavate Ramakrishna Om Namo Bhagavate Ramakrishna Om नमो भगवते रामकृष्णाय ॐ नमो भगवती शारदा देवी ॐ श्री राम कृष्ण भगवान की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय श्री अम्बे अम्बे मात की जय।
Page 70.
भजो रे भैया भैया राम गोविंद हरि भजो रे भैया भैया
राम गोविंद हरि भजो रे भैया
भैया राम गोविंद हरि भजो रे भैया भैया
राम गोविंद हरि भजो रे भैया
जप तप साधन कछु नहीं लागत
जप तप साधन कछु नहीं लागत
कछु नहीं लागत
कछु नहीं लागत
जप तप साधन कछु नहीं
साधन कछु नहीं लागत
हर सत नहीं घटरी भजो रे भैया
नहीं कठरी भजो रे भैया
भैया राम गोविंद हरि भजो रे भैया
भैया राम गोविंद हरि भजो रे भैया
संतत संपत सुख के कारण
संतत संपत सुख के कारण
सुख के कारण
सुख के कारण
संतत संपत सुख के कारण
संतत संपत सुख के कारण
जासे भूल परी भजो रे भैया
से भूल परी भजो रे भैया
भैया राम गोविंद हरि भजो रे भैया
जो मुख राम नहीं,
जो मुख राम नहीं,
जो मुख राम नहीं,
कहत कबीरा, जो मुख राम नहीं,
कहत कबीरा, जो मुख राम नहीं,
वो मुख धूल भरी, भजो रे भैया,
जो मुख धूल भरी, भजो रे भैया,
भैया राम गोविंद हरि, भजो रे भैया, भैया
राम गोविंद हरि, भजो रे भैया,
राम गोविंद हरि, राम गोविंद हरि,
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 राम गोविंद हरि, भैया राम गोविंद हरि, भजो रे भैया, भैया राम गोविंद हरि, भजो रे भैया।
ओम श्री राम कृष्ण भगवान की जय। पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। श्री अम्बे अम्बे मात की जय। Om, page 31. जय जय राम कृष्ण युगवतार, ब्रह्म सनातन खिलाधार। 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 शक्ति रूप जप रमणिधार, सर्वदेव देवी स्वरूप विराज।
शक्ति रूप अग्र परमनिधान सर्वदेव देवी स्वरूप विधान
निर्गुण सगुण स्वरूप अपार प्रणमि जगत गुरु करो भव पार
निर्गुण सगुण स्वरूप अपार प्रणमि जगत गुरु करो भव पार
जय जय अम्बे शारदा मां राम कृष्ण युग संगिनी मां
जय जय अम्बे शारदा मां राम कृष्ण युग संगिनी मां
जय जय अम्बे शारदा मां राम कृष्ण युग संगिनी मां
जय जय अम्बे शारदा मां राम कृष्ण युग संगिनी मां
आदिशक्ति जग प्रसविनी मां नारी स्वरूपिणी चिन्मयी मां
आदिशक्ति जग प्रसविनी मां नारी स्वरूपिणी चिन्मयी मां
श्रीस्थितिलयकारिणी मां प्रणमि सदा करुणामयी मां
सृष्टि स्थिति लयकारिणी मां प्रणमि सदा करुणामयी मां
जय जय यतिवर नरेन्द्रनाथ विवेक आनंद जय दीननाथ
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 मूर्त वीरेश्वर शक्तिमान युगनायक नर ऋषि रूपमान
मूर्त वीरेश्वर शक्तिमान युगनायक नर ऋषि रूपमान
राम कृष्ण पद शरण सदा पद सरोज तव प्रणमि सदा
राम कृष्ण पद शरण सदा पद सरोज तव प्रणमि सदा
जय जय राम कृष्ण युगावतार ब्रह्म सनातन अखिलाधार
जय जय राम कृष्ण युगावतार ब्रह्म सनातन अखिलाधार
जय जय अम्बे शारदा मां राम कृष्ण युग संगिनी मां
जय जय अम्बे शारदा मां राम कृष्ण युग संगिनी मां
जय जय यतिवर नरेन्द्रनाथ विवेक अखिलाता
जय जय राम कृष्ण युग अवतार ब्रह्म सनातन अखिलाधार। ओम श्री राम कृष्ण भगवान की जय। पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। श्री अम्बे अम्बे मात की जय।
Om, page 69. सुखदाता है एक ही नाम, सुमिरन से ही बनते काम। जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम, जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम।
सुखदाता है एक ही नाम, सुमिरन से ही बनते काम। जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम, जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम।
सुखदाता है एक ही नाम, सुमिरन से ही बनते काम। जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम, जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम।
सुखदाता है एक ही नाम, सुमिरन से ही बनते काम। जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम, जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम।
राम नाम की अद्भुत माला, जल थल नभ का वो ही रखवाला। जपते जो श्री राम को मन से, वो ही पहनते सुख की माला। राम नाम की
अद्भुत माला, जल थल नभ का वो ही रखवाला। जपते जो श्री राम को मन से, वो पहनते सुख की माला।
सच्चे सुख का एक ही धाम। जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम, जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम। सुखदाता है एक ही नाम, सुमिरन से ही बनते काम। जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम, जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम।
सुखदाता है एक ही नाम, सुमिरन से ही बनते काम। जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम, जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम।
जीवन नैया पार लगा दे, सबकी बिगड़ी वो ही बनाते, चरण शरण में आने वाले, मन चाहे फल वही भव पाते।
जीवन नैया पार लगा दे, सबकी बिगड़ी वो ही बनाते, चरण शरण में आने वाले, मन चाहे फल वैभव पाते।
भजले प्राणी एक ही नाम, जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम, जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम। सुखदाता है एक ही नाम, सुमिरन से ही बनते काम, जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम, जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम।
सुखदाता है एक ही नाम, सुमिरन से ही बनते काम, जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम, जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम।
श्री भगवन की महिमा न्यारी, हर वो पल में पीड़ा सारी, देखो उसके सन्मुख जाकर, वो राजा है सब है भिखारी।
श्री भगवन की महिमा न्यारी, हर वो पल में पीड़ा सारी, देखो उसके सन्मुख जाकर, वो राजा है सब है भिखारी।
नैन मूंद कर भर लो ध्यान, जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम, जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम। सुखदाता है एक ही नाम, सुमिरन से ही बनते काम, जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम, जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम, जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम, जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम। ओम श्री राम कृष्ण भगवान की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, श्री अम्बे अम्बे मात की जय।
Om Namo Narayanaya, dear sisters and brothers. We welcome you to this morning's Satsang. The little children may go to their classes and we will all chant the prayer, Tava Kathamritam. Om Tava Kathamritam परितप्तजीवनं कविभिरीडितां कल्मषापहं श्रवणमङ्गलं श्रीमदाततं भुवि गृह्णन्ति ते भूरिदा जनाः. The nectar of thy sin-effacing utterances brings life and hope to those scorched by misery. They are extolled by wise sages, and the mere listening to them would bring auspiciousness to all. They confer every prosperity. Those who spread them broadcast are verily magnanimous. They distribute what is completely satisfying to the hearers. The prayer is taken from the Srimad Bhagavatam. It always reminds us that it is good to keep holy company, good to hear about God, and good to reflect within ourselves, because God is seated in our heart. As much as we have many, many hundreds and thousands of temples, images, holy places, all of these remind us of the divine power within us. Our reading from the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna is dated August 18th, 1883. So for those of us that are not familiar, the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna initially was recorded as a diary by M. Mahendranath Gupta, who was a school principal, and whenever he went to meet the master, he wrote down notes, and luckily, even before, of course, after the master left the body, but before Holy Mother, Swami Vivekananda, and M himself, before they left the body, this book appeared as the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Of course, the original name is Katha Amrit. Amrit is the nectar of the divine stories of the Lord, Katha Amritam. It was in 5 volumes, and Swami Nikhilananda in America, when he was in America, he translated it into the English version. So luckily for us, we have the Bengali is in 5 volumes, but the English one, original one, was in 2 volumes, and then in 1, and now we also have the abridged gospel. So the first line of 18th August 1883, Sri Ramakrishna was at Balaram Bose's house. He was explaining the mystery of divine incarnation to the devotees. Master, in order to give people spiritual knowledge, an incarnation of God lives in the world in the company of devotees, cherishing an idea, an attitude of love for God. Now these 2 lines just fill us with so much of love and hope for God, and reminds us of many, many things. Sri Ramakrishna was at Balaram's home. Now, for those of us that have read from They Lived with God, all the household devotees that lived with the Master, their stories are in the book called They Lived with God, and God lived with them is the stories of all the direct disciples of the Master who renounced the world and became sannyasins, became monks. So that is, God lived with them. This is They Lived with God. We read about Balaram Bose. The Master had visited his home 100 times, they say, in Kolkata, and Master always used to have a beautiful vision of whoever he's going to meet, the new person or the next person that he is going to meet. The Divine Mother would reveal to him the nature of that person, what type of a person it is, whether he's a devotee of God or his heart needs to be transformed and changed. But the beautiful vision that Master had before he met Balaram Basu, he saw in Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's life, how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to dance and sing the name of God, and a devotee in that group was this Balaram Basu. So Balaram Bose's previous incarnations, he was with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So you can imagine what purity is in his heart, what an advanced soul he is in spirituality. So Master, he, of course, Balaram was very much attracted to Master immediately, the first meeting of Master, and he was attracted to the Master. Master used to, whenever also he used to go to Balaram Bose's house, they used to feed him. Not that the Master needed anything, but we as devotees know that by feeding a holy person, we get a lot of merit, lot of good karma comes to us, lot of blessings. So Master used to also say that the food at Balaram's home is very pure. He ate in many, many homes, but he used to say the food in Balaram's home is pure. And why is that? Because as they are cooking, they repeat God's name. So it is so practical and a wonderful lesson for us to learn that while we are cooking, sometimes we can be disturbed, we can be upset, we can be angry, or we can be frustrated, or we can even be tired. But if we start repeating God's name and do the same work, it's amazing how new energy fills into us, new power as it fills into us, and God allows us to do that work beautifully without being tired, without feeling frustrated. But the important thing is to chant whichever favorite mantra you have. Repeat God's name and feel that joy. Say to yourself, I should not be angry if I'm cooking. I should not be frustrated or tired. Well, I am tired, but oh Lord, give me the strength because I have to cook. So also, no matter what work we are doing, if it is possible, sometimes your whole attention is needed and it's not possible to do two things, but we nowadays talk about multitasking. So whatever we're doing, if it is possible, repeat God's name and do that while you are cooking or cleaning or washing dishes. It's easy to do that. And I would say that, of course, the saints and sages tell us that's the best way to not only purify the food that you are cooking, but to purify our own hearts and minds, and that way we can come closer to God. So, Master used to come to Kolkata to meet people. Why was this? Because Master lived at the Dakshineshwar Kali temple, and for many of us that were blessed to be there, we know it's not right in the heart of Kolkata. It's a bit far away, and in those days, it was not so easy to go to distant places. Many of them used to walk 5 or 10 kilometers just to go to a place. So, to bring God to the people, Master himself used to go to Calcutta and talk about God, teach them about God. And whenever he went to any devotee's home, he used to tell everybody, I'm going to so-and-so's place, I want to see you there. Why? Because of the love God has for his devotees. He wants them to hear about God. He wants them to hear about that which is eternal, that which is sin-effacing utterances. Bring joy and peace to our hearts, because that is eternal knowledge. It is not here today and gone tomorrow like the world. Everything in the world is, nothing is here, is eternal. Only God and his power, his beautiful teachings, his glory, that is eternal. So Master used to always tell M or whoever, I'm going to so-and-so's place, you must come. And they describe all those homes where Master went, singing the name of God, talking about God, glorifying him, as if a mart of joy, means a marketplace of joy was opened. How you open a market to sell something, this is a mart of joy, only bliss, and everybody's hearts and minds were transported to another realm of, we are conscious only of this earth, but there is within us this different level of consciousness which we have to awaken in us by repeating God's name, by being in the company of the holy, by reading our scriptures. We take our minds to a different realm where there is peace, there is contentment, there is joy, and there is the understanding or the knowledge that God alone is real, the world is unreal, and God permeates and pervades the entire universe. There is no place where God is not. But as Master would say, that yes, God is everywhere, but where will you get God? Like when you go to a cow, if you want the milk, you have to go to the udder. You can't pull the ears or something else. You have to get to the udder. So when we go to holy places, when we join groups that sing God's name, when we come to people like Master by reading the gospel, we are in Master's holy company. So this is what thrills us to know how fortunate and blessed we were to be in the holy company of our revered Guruji. Revered Sri Swami Shivapadananji Maharaj used to go to so many devotees' homes. They are all seated here. They all know how beautiful it was, how inspiring it was. We forgot the world for that time. We were so engrossed in God's name, and in whosever home Swamiji was, our Guruji, there you have to cook for between 50 and 100 people, because you cannot know who's coming and who's not coming. And when we used to tell Swamiji, but we haven't been invited, how can we come? He said, no. Where God's name is sung, you don't need a formal invitation. Just come and just listen. So whenever any of these devotees had satsang at home and they're inviting Swamiji, they know that you just cook extra and the food will be enough. So that was very, very beautiful experience that we had. And when we read now about the gospel and we see what joy Master brought to all the devotees. So the other line says here, in order to give people spiritual knowledge, an incarnation of God lives in the world in the company of devotees, cherishing an attitude of love for God. It's a pity we don't have time, but I just wanted to chant this one verse from the Bhagavad Gita. Om Yad Yad Acharati Shreshthas Tat Tat Evetaro Janaha Sayat Pramanam Kurute Lokastad Anuvartate. Whatsoever a great man does, that others follow. Whatever standard he sets, that the world follows. So, Master used to go there to these places to teach them how. Sometimes we don't know how to pass our time. As much as we are so busy, there is no time to do things. But when we have some spare time, then repeat God's name. Then chant from the scriptures, then read a few lines from the Gospel or the Ramayana or the Bhagavad Gita and try to uplift the heart and the mind. Try to come out of this worldly situation where sometimes we feel, especially today, that there is only pain, there is only misery, there is no joy, but the joy is in our hearts. The joy can be where we are. The joy can be where our mind is, and our mind must be in the company of God. So then this needs a lot of explanation, because when we're talking about learning from others' experiences, we even see little children, from the time they are so small, they imitate their parents. They imitate in the company of whoever they are. Sometimes they are in the company of the helpers, and they imitate their behavior. So we, as far as spirituality is concerned, we are children. So whatever we see a holy man do, we would like to do, because we can see the joy in his face. We can see the peace and contentment. Then we know that, yes, this is the right thing to do, and this is where I will find joy. So Master used to go to all these places and awaken the divine power latent inside each and every one of us. Jai Shri Ramakrishna, we pray to Master, may all of us have this inspiration to read a holy book, especially before going to bed. Don't watch something on the TV that will not give you peace. Repeat God's name, sing His glories, listen to the online satsang. There also you'll find plenty of information. Try our best to awaken the divine power seated in our hearts. Hari Om Tat Sat.
Om, page 105. We all will sing the song together.
So this song is dedicated to the Divine Mother. It's a new song that we have in the new prayer book. He Jagadamba Charunoma Rakhaje Mane. So keep me, O Divine Mother, at your feet. Tare bharose chu bhavani tadaje mane. I have faith in you. I trust you, Mother. So please take me across this worldly existence.
हे जगदम्बा चरणों में राखजे मने, तू राखजे मने, तारे भरोसे भवानी तारजे मने। हे जगदम्बा चरणों में राखजे मने, तू राखजे मने, तारे भरोसे जो भवानी तारजे
us sit for a few moments in silence. Sit in silence and feel that power in our hearts. Sri Ramakrishna says, know that there must be the manifestation of God in places where countless people have for long practiced austerity like japa, that is repeating God's name, meditation, prayer and worship with a view to realizing God. Through their devotion, spiritual ideas are present in these places in a solidified form, as it were. Hence, a person feels the awakening of spirituality and realizes God.
जय महामाई की जय स्वामी जी महाराज की जय गंगा मात की जय महावीर स्वामी जी की जय सर्व ऋषि मुनियों की जय